Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now, and also like and share it. We doing some really something different this morning, and we just gonna get into some good energy. And I hope you guys having a good morning and taking on your day step by step. We gotta elevate. We can't go backwards. We can't go down. We gotta rise. We gotta rise. We have to rise. There's been a lot of things going on in entertainment. I couldn't wait to get back to you guys just to shed a little light on my opinion on everything and how this whole hip hop culture and how we can get together and make this a better place. And what's been going on that's just it's been bothering me for a few days, and I just wanted to get it out to you guys. So I'm just gonna let everybody gather, huddle up, all my dreamers, huddle up. We got a lot to talk about. The first thing I want to get into is I thank God that everything is all right. Hopefully we're not hearing too much on the situation, but what we're hearing is Drake wasn't at the house with this whole situation of his security guard getting robbed. Now, you know what I want to say in these times? In these times, you know, a security guard is still a person, and I just want people to know, as far as like the energy you put out there is the energy you get back. Now, when I sat down and I first heard the situation with this, I kind of had a feeling it didn't really have anything to do with Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick doesn't strike me as the type where he will take it beyond the line of lyrical ability or music. Even if it's something personal going on behind the scenes, that's why I told you guys I wasn't really interested in that part of it. And when it comes to when you see things like this happening, it all has to do with your lifestyle. Drake, that has something to do with your lifestyle. Somebody, I don't know, I hear a lot of things, and I'm not spreading any rumors, but I do hear a lot of you guys sleeping with other people's women, and he's sleeping with her. This is going on. I hear the talk about a lot of that. And these type of things lead up to bad energy around you, making other people outside just want to get you. Now, allegedly, it has something to do with Weekend. They're saying now that, he has some kind of gripe with Weekend. And that sounds a little more, it's still sad because it's like somebody coming from your camp. It's always the person that knows you the most or that has been around you, and these type of things come out. That's why I always like to tell people the people you keep around you is so important in these times. And we're living in a type of, I feel like the energy is more like a crash out energy. People are, if you don't care about yourself, when you go out there, no matter who's in front of whoever you have to get, whether it's security, family, adults, kids, they're just gonna crash out because they feel no worth in themselves. And it's sad out here. And to be honest with you, ever since that shooting at Drake's house, I haven't even listened back to any of the music, whether it's from Drake or Kendrick. The whole battle thing, it was kind of like shut down from that point, just for me, because I had to open my mind up to thinking, what's going on? It gave me like a flashback of the Biggie and Tupac. For the people that couldn't witness that, or the people that wasn't here at that time, let me just tell you, we did not know any of this was to happen. So, like, God forbid somebody just snap of a finger, your favorite rapper's gone, and then say a month or a few weeks after, another favorite rap goes. It's like we have to look beyond the friction, beyond the fighting, beyond the violence, and try to come to a place where we could all agree on something to bring some kind of unity back in the culture. Because I see a lot of, like, everybody's at war. Even if you might not feel like you're at war, but think about it. You're on social media. Even if you're debating, you're at war at, he's a Democrat, he's a Republican, he's a this type of gang member, he's a that type of gang member, she's like this, he's like that. It's people don't see what's going on. It's kind of like everybody wants to end somebody in some way. How could you live like that? How could you build like that? That's not gonna get us anywhere, man. It's not gonna get us anywhere. It's scary, and it's sad that somebody had to get hurt in this situation. But in between this, even on the news, you're hearing like kids being shot at 16, 14 years old, and it's it it's to the point where right now this is way beyond. It's going way beyond hip hop. This is becoming a mental health like crisis to me. The way I see it, it seems like people, they're not even giving themselves a chance to find their worth or give themselves a chance to find something. They're just going off of what other people are doing, and they're just taking. Man, that mentality, the more you take from people, the more you're taking out of yourself, your soul. You become so empty inside. Find something fulfilling. Even, I don't want to see any more, there's almost over 200 rappers dead already. Please, there's almost 200. People don't want to tell you guys the numbers because it's so many. It's almost 200. It's scary. You have to be able to see somebody reach a successful point and want to congratulate that person and want to champion that person. Even if it doesn't bring you to that point, it might bring your kids to look at that person and get to that point. I know everybody wants to be a leader, but unfortunately, a lot of you guys are not leaders. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys are very, maybe you might have started with that leadership type of quality, but being that the money and the business got involved in it, you became so deceptive, so wanting to, life is not about the magic trick. Once people get the trick, the show is over. The show is over. There's no more show. Once I see kids and elderly getting hurt, I don't want to be a part of that energy. Nobody wants to be a part of that energy. Like I was always telling you guys, this has nothing to do with money. Take a look at it. If you're robbing someplace and you're stealing clothes from someplace and you're stealing jewelry from someplace, you still don't have the money to maintain it, to keep the maintenance around that lifestyle up. So you have to keep doing these things, and that's what's leading people in prison. Now, when you hit prison, you become the tag. The tag puts on your head because you become a number, and now you have a price on your head in prison, and they're making money off of you now, or for labor that you would have did way better off just working at an average place in the street. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. It really does. And just think of it. Weekend. You're not this like might be the first time I'm hearing guns and stuff like that going on this type in Canada. Now I know every place has its friction. But when you bring that type of violence into a neighborhood that doesn't warrant it, you not only have a risk of bringing on the value of that community, you have more risk of you being caught up with just other things, like as far as the law and everything else. People that live in these communities, you guys, they're not just like people that just sit on their behinds all day. These are people that work hard for what they got. Maybe dentists, maybe lawyers, and different things like that. So they're in a community where they can build with each other and they won't get hurt. It's not about color or race. That's not what it's about. In these times, people want their family secure no matter where it's at. That's why a lot of people find comfort in the places that they stay, because they have their family close to them, and that is the most comfortable place you can be. When you find yourself in places where these mansions, no family pictures on the wall, you're just in and out, and you're putting yourself on social media and you're showing your jewelry, you're showing your lifestyle, and God knows you don't have enough strength to protect that, enough eyes to protect that, enough people around you to protect you. So now somebody crawl through your window, break through your door, or aim a gun through your car window. And what do? You mean to tell me after this is over, just because you have insurance on these things, they took you continue on with the same lifestyle? You don't correct yourself? How you present yourself as a man, as a woman, is how people are going to intake to go at you. That's why I say I know hip hop has been a thing with the big jewelry from back in the days of Fat Boys and everybody, but it's not. Its energy in that time wasn't the same energy as now. People see that as a target. They see that as a target. And when you really think about it, we're not. It's not how many times you can see the same things and be impressed over the same things all the time. And then you got the youth and even some older idiots following you guys, trying to look like you guys. And I see them all the time, content creators. They're trying their best and they're trying to keep up with you. So they got the chains on. They don't know no better. They just feel like that is going to show that they have status. They don't know that their creation and whatever's on that screen or whatever they put out, their words is what gives you the quality, the value of who you are. So they follow the rappers and make people want to think that they look at them a certain way. But guys like us and men like me, we see people for who they actually are. That is a quick ticket to the coffin in these times, because you're walking with money on your neck in a place that values that type of stuff as being a come up. You wouldn't wear it in certain places because the more status the more you rise in status, the less you have to be. If you're a materialized person, the less you take down that stuff. And it's just like your mental. The more you rise mentally, the less you worry about gold, diamonds, and all this nonsense. It's not like you can't have that stuff. It's not like you can't buy that stuff if you work hard for it. But it's the fact of it's just how it's the energy that it breeds. It's the energy that you give off, that people look at you and they picture you as something else. Some of you guys are just meeting me for the first time, but I didn't always have dreads. I didn't always have locks. I used to have a Caesar. But I realized the difference in how people just, deal with me. God is good that people usually see my soul and feel, I never really get like friction or anything, but I do see there's a difference, It feels like people, the way you come off, the way you present yourself is a big, big chance of how you can guard yourself and protect yourself from wrongdoers. You can't come off too humble, especially if you're a female, because I've seen these guys. I see crazy guys on the news all the time. It's like they chasing down females. They're going to work, trying to work hard for their families, and you down there chasing them down, taking advantage. I can't stand that. I can't stand it. As a man, I cannot stand it anymore. It's not going to happen. Taking advantage of the females out there just because you feel like you have an upper hand on them, or you're holding the gateway for them and for their dreams. No, I'm not going for that no more. If somebody they got picture you got a family at home, and your wife is trying to sing. You push everything behind her and you send her down to one of those cornballs like Diddy or one of these guys, and they're trying to take advantage of your wife. You mean to tell me one of their security guards, they ain't got a chance of getting shot neither? Be honest with yourself. You gonna let another man, regardless of what people say here on the computer, I'm telling you from honesty, man, you gonna let another man, because he fooled her with the damn money that he probably ain't gonna have, he probably gonna try to take advantage, you gonna let that man, no. So it's the energy you give off. Some people energy have people laying up under their whip waiting for you to come outside. You have to take control of how you present yourself, how you put yourself out there, what words you use, how you treat other people, talk about other people. If you don't know what's going on, don't speak on it. Give your take of how you would do or how you feel. Don't speak on other people if you can't back it up. Like I've been telling you guys, it doesn't, like even the Jim Jones situation, people say, oh, Jim Jones, I was wondering the same reason, why he didn't have security around, but I get it. The older you get as an artist, it's so hard to keep, even as a man, you cut off ties of the people doesn't serve you in the right way or even lead you in the right direction as far as just, being a better person. Not the people that just want to see you down and keep you down all the time. So when you cut that off, sometimes for some people, it's almost everybody. Let's face it. Let's face it. This, you know, when it comes to me, I get a lot of love, and I thank God, and I'm happy for that. But at the same time, I never let it go over my head or let it blind me. I'm always aware of the people who actually love me for me, not for the cars I drive or jewelry I wear. That's not authentic. And you find yourself in places like that where you can't find anybody for their truths. So everybody around you seems fake. But guess who's the fake one? You, not them. They want to be around this fake image or this fake facade that you put up. So you have to be very mindful of how you present yourself, no matter if you want to get 1,000,000 views or not. Be yourself when you get those 1,000,000 views, because it'll put you in a place where you'll have to keep trying to keep up with this facade that it's really not you. Not only does it burn you out, but it doesn't leave any type of, people always talking about this legacy, and half of these people, they don't even know what legacy really is. Haven't picked up a book or even help somebody to that status of leaving back that type of love for a person. Don't be fooled by it. I always tell you guys, even if somebody wants to do the right thing, it only counts when they do the right thing. Just because you want to do something, or you have to be that person that you claim to be. Don't just act and dress like it and then go out there and then treat the females a certain way just because you feel like you missed the cool. Because I told you, you're not cool. You're really not cool. You're actually disrespectful, and you actually really need to go back and try to recharge your mind and see what love is really all about. It's not about money. It's not about status. It's all about connection. It's all about having like a stable foundation with somebody higher than yourselves. And so you guys could come to a place where if you do get in some kind of problems, or if you do have some kind of friction, you guys can both get on your knees together by your bedside and then work that out. Instead, when you see one person getting on their knees, it's not for praying. It's because somebody's overpowering somebody. It doesn't matter if your partner makes more money than you. Why should that even bother you? That should make you even more happier. Oh, my lady's bringing in more money. Oh, the family, this year we going to Disney World or something. Instead, you guys are pocket watching each other. You think that is a healthy relationship? No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I don't see. Some way, somehow, social media made people lose their hope for a better tomorrow. It's like everything is right now, right now. This is what's happening in war. And it's like, no, there's more happening than just that. There are people in that corner smiling, people in that corner kissing, people over there hugging. Why are you showing me all of this war? Because I'm not getting into it. I don't just fight unless I know what I'm fighting for. It's one thing for standing up for something, but these people, they don't even have a leg to stand on because they hurt so many people. They hurt so many people. But they expect, being that they have maybe a big fan base, that people are just going to go on their side. No, that's not how it works. Being that you have a big fan base, people have their own minds, people have their own brains, and they can figure things out for themselves, and they can, in their heart, make an assessment of what type of person you are from just the things that you have presented to them, as and match them with the things that has been spoken about you outside of it. And you don't think people can make an assessment? Come on now. We're all human beings. It's not everybody in here that grew up or went to school on the short bus. No, some of us paid attention, stayed in class, and did what we had to do to get to a certain point, and we're figuring it out. And that's why relationships last longer with people that have hope, people that have love, people that could wipe away the trust issues and say, you know what, I'm going to give it a chance. That's what it's really about. When I seen this whole Drake thing and with the Kendrick Lamar, I was just like, you guys are so powerful when it comes to music. the back and forth has to have some kind of meaningful lyricism in it, not the catty stuff. The catty stuff is what goes on reality shows. The catty stuff is what feeds demon energy. That's what that does. The catty stuff, you know, we don't know if it's true. If it's, you don't make stuff up on somebody, or if a person is did a art to somebody or a pedophile, it has that type of stuff right there can get somebody a whole different outlook. I mean, you're telling a person, if somebody else believes that and you're just driving one day, you don't know, there's so many mental health, there's so many mental people out there. You guys fan base, yes, you have people in your fan base that will probably go the lengths for you. There's mental health going on. Don't you know the reason why what you put out there is so important? If you offend somebody online, whether you're a content creator, you're a rapper, you're a person just trolling, when you put that type of energy out there, it opens other people in the world and people that might have mental issues to attack you. Some people swear, you know, it's like if you put yourself as a demon, somebody could be feeling like they're doing God's work by taking you out. It's not necessarily another bad person wanting to take you out, but the impression that you present to be, the type of person you present yourself to be, they see that as a enemy. You become the enemy in people's eyes from the energy you give off. I have a feeling that it has to do something with a female. Fellas, especially rappers. Yes, you have a big fan base. Make sure you know who you messing with when you out there. Don't think you can just mess with anybody or any guy's girl and just go out there and it's like that, because you're going to find yourself laying in the same bed and can't get up one morning. Be mindful of the people you mess with. Don't go out there and think you can sleep with everybody, because everybody ain't going for that. There's a lot of mental health and people will pop up. I've seen it. I've seen it. Just because it's not, we see a lot, we got to take some kind of responsibility for ourselves too. If you see somebody is married, unless somebody gives you like, and you can't stop love, but unless she opens the door for you to approach with that type of energy, you shouldn't push that on somebody or try to, it ain't right. 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 Don't go out there and act like a, for example, Future. Just, you know, he slept with Ciara and he feel like, even though he's hurt, it's like you can, as a grown man, I know he's hurt inside, and then he goes off, and then there's just a whole bunch of people pregnant here and there, and you know, I'm just gonna sleep with anybody because I'm this, I'm that. After a while, the more you grow, you start to realize he's hurt. Oh, Nick Cannon, he's having all those babies. He's hurt. He's hurt. And it's not anything to do with the kids or saying anything about the kids. It's just saying that there's a responsibility in having kids. It's not just that when you sleep, you have the kid and you have money and they're set for life. It really doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. It's the time you put in, the time that you spend to grow, and that kid just finding the little things they love from their parents and making that an attachment to them to grow as a person, to like live on of your lineage, you know? People look at it as just like they're almost making like little baby workers and little baby. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Don't you know hearts get broken when people separate? Hearts get broken. They do. No matter what you know, a lot of people started out wanting that relationship to go all the way up, but things happen in between and they have to separate. And as you know, you try to find a peaceful point there. You don't try to make it where you never see the kid again, and then the kid is picking up these things along the way. So when the kid tries to find a way or want to go out there and love somebody, they don't know how to love. And they don't know how to take it in either. So when somebody says I love you to them, they don't even know how to take that in because they never felt that type of person to person, you know? They only probably got it from their mother, only got it from their father, or separately, and it makes them feel awkward. So now they're trying to find what love is at the same point. They don't know that we don't even know fully what this is all about, but they're trying to find it because they see everybody else doing it, and it leaves them lost. Don't you know they can become an adult and still haven't found that, and then look at it in a certain way and be such a mean or demon type of person to to their partners. We in some crazy times right now. I know some people don't see it because they have their mind set on the club, set on the party. The music's still going. They still doing the bouncing. They bouncing and 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 bouncing. But you can't bounce forever. After they finish bouncing, you get the headache. Now you dizzy. You can't see. You seeing two things that's not really there. It's because you didn't pay attention. You didn't pay attention. There's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. There's nothing wrong with getting the best out of life. But there's also a thing about making a mark, learning new things, integrity, imagination, hope, helping. These are the things that's like that makes the world what it is. The world is not about war. That's man-made. That's man-made. The other day I was watching something. I seen this kid, man. He was from Chicago, and he was driving in his neighborhood, and he had guns on him. But he was had them guns on him so freely, and he was saying how the cops don't even come out there. And I thought to myself, is it the cops that don't come out there, or did the cops give up? Because there comes a point where it can get so dangerous that you put your family first, and that stops you from being the hero or the protector you're supposed to be when it comes to your job and not your family. You put your family first, and that's understandable, but we're getting to a point where so many kids are killing kids that it says something about us adults. It says our time management is off, and it's not all our fault. It's society, the way social media came in. 9 to 5s, they have to work the whole. If you have to work the whole week and you're trying to manage your time, I can understand most Americans not having the best or the most of time. Not because they don't want to, but just don't have the time if they're working hard enough, especially if they're in a single family, to put that type of family, like the family values and things into their kids like they want them to. So it leaves it up to the teacher. Now that teacher could be middle aged, have their own problems at home, but coming with a full heart and just that's her love teaching the kids. But it's a lot. It's a lot on the teacher when they're not even being compensated for their work, and now the kids are not getting that full beneficial. So their full bulk of when their minds are ticking and thinking, it's social media. Think about it. And we all know unless you go to learn something from social media, what social media has for you to learn up front is no good. Social media is good for learning, but you have to go and look for the stuff that you want to learn, and then you can make something out of it. But the stuff that's being presented in front of you is never ever going to be the stuff that's going to hold value as far as your life, your lifestyle, your life. It and you know what's so crazy to me? There is so many other lifestyles that can come to the forefront besides just having the big jewelry and this and stuff. It's so when I don't know if I see it just because of fashion, but you do not have to put that stuff on to feel important. Some of that stuff looks so gaudy. And I'm not being, this is not being funny or anything. It's just it's not that it looks gaudy, because it's just been done so many times. You see it in so many videos. Why would you want to look like that, knowing that people out there are going at people to steal people for things, that material things? They putting a gun to your head, a gun to your stomach, because you have a chain on that they like, that they can't afford and they want to take. What's the sense of that? What is the sense of that? Do you love it that much that you will risk your life for it? After all the hard work you put in for your music and your career and your catalog, you gonna go out there now, and just because you want to show some kind of image that you try to upkeep, you gonna risk your life for that? I can't see that being even the smart thing to do, y'all. I can't see how people could do that. And God forbid Drake and Kendrick and one of them got shot. Now, does it take that? Is it gonna take a big rapper or icon getting killed for people to wake up? I don't think so, because we already had Biggie and Tupac, and people didn't learn from that. People did not learn from that. I hear ignorant people still to this day saying the East versus West, and I'm like, what? Don't you get it? It makes you guys. Let me tell you something. When J. Cole did that, I laughed, man, because when everybody was doing the talking of how J. Cole's this and that, I love that energy. I feel comfortable in that space when everybody's just talking about me. I feel comfortable. You know why? Because I know I am comfortable with the decisions I make. J. Cole is very smart. We all know that. J. Cole been making good music. It haven't been a time where J. Cole hasn't made good music. Let's be serious. Let's really break it down now. You mean to tell me y'all mad at J. Cole because he doesn't want to beef with somebody else? What kind of energy are you pushing up? Are you a fool or something? Meanwhile, when you step outside your house, your building, they shooting outside. How would you feel if I came around the corner? No, why don't you jump over there and start shooting with them? No, go shoot with them. How would you feel? You want me to come out and say, yo, no, you start shooting with them. How would it's the same thing? Some people see things through a different lens. You know that don't correlate with J. Cole's music, beefing back and forth, and he was friends with the guys. Come on now. And to be honest with you, Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake, none of them are tough guys. None of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. None of them are tough guys. So now you're putting these three guys in a position just to please the people, to look like they're something they're not. All of these guys are good guys. Very, very talented guys. But yet they have to take the type of music these guys make. There should be no reason why you should even think about a gun. All three of them. They're substance driven music. All three of them. Yeah, everybody loves to see the fight. Everybody loves to see the fight. But like I told you a couple lives ago, when that person dies, then it's like, oh my God. No, don't oh my God. We human beings. You live, you die. How you get to this point A and B, that's on you. That's how you used to saying stuff to people around you. But you don't let me hear people mad at J. Cole or all these memes. Because first of all, I see grown men with their little smirks here and there. I'm like, damn, you ain't grow up. You mean to tell me you don't got a son or something, or a nephew or something, and can't see that these young fellas are killing each other, and you pushing for that when somebody say they want to? What type of leader are you? And then you gonna jump back on like a content creator like you some leader? You ain't no damn leader. Leaders don't act and talk that way. We commend people that see that correct their wrongs. That's the difference. We don't cheer them on to do negativity. And then you're gonna run back home and talk about it. And you be the first one somebody talk about your son, you ready to kill somebody. Of course you are, because that's the only thing you know how to do. You don't know how to raise a family. You don't know how to structure anything. You're just going off of the yap. And then you go out there, slip and fall, and get hit with a straight. Now you on the news. Now you viral. But is this the type of viral you want to go? Be mindful of what you say. You see all the people. There's certain people that stuck out there because they already got the, they already talk about people, acted uppity on people, held people back. Those are people. They're targets for life. Whoever they offended in these times with mental health, they got to be very, very careful of who they go into offend in the future, because people are willing to lose their life to take your life. Don't let them act like they got it easy. No. No, they're a big target. There's a lot of people that's big targets from the offense. I see people talking about other people's families, people's losses, people just making fun of. No, those things, people don't forget those things. Nah, they don't forget those things. Nah, not for social media. Nah, I don't care. They don't forget that. They ain't forgetting that. Nah, I ain't forgetting that. You can't. You can't. It's something that never leaves you. Be mindful of what you're doing, speaking on people's kids and all that catty stuff. Those are the type of things that get you killed. Type of things that make people do stuff no matter what. If you got a security guard, you know, back in the day, you would hear people talk about, like, oh, they deep, or, you know, they got a whole bunch of people. He gonna get you this, get you that. You can't do that in these times. That's a RICO. If it looks like a gang, it's over. It's a wrap for you. He's not gonna do none of that. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you why. Because the people around him, they probably at a point where they can't stand him because he been probably doing them dirty. You can't do your people's dirty and expect people to go to length for you and then turn around and say, oh no, they turned on me or they haters. No, they're not haters. Maybe it's the way you treated them. Maybe if you should take yourself out of the strip club and throwing all that money in the air and try to put something together for your team so they can forever eat around you. Stop being so jealous of the people around you when they're trying to build up too. If I inspire somebody to do a fashion like me, the only thing that can get me upset if you bite me, but if you want to do the same thing as me, why would I want to help you? You think it's not about sell all day. It's also about opening people's minds to something else. A lot of people out here, they take the greedy route because they feel like, oh, I can't lose this, I can't lose that. Remember, the people that support you, they need help too. They might not have a business. They might just have 2 kids. You ain't even go to check to say thank you. How many times you guys hear sorry on social media? The word sorry, I'm sorry. You don't hear that because people got to keep the, oh, I'm this. You're not really that. Everybody got somebody that do something to somebody because they got mental issues. It doesn't make you tougher. It actually makes it, it's like a lot of people out here, they got trauma like all over them. They got that trauma energy all over them and they just try to pull it on at good people. People love to get like an A versus B, and then C get in the middle of it, and then boom, destruction. People, hip hop people, you know, and I couldn't believe everybody. So I couldn't believe people, so many people cheering around the world for hip hop. Oh, Drake and these 2 people, and it's like, really, people are dying around the world. I don't see y'all stepping up. Really, that's what y'all want to see. It was cool for me too because I'm feeling like, okay, people are taking their energy off of the violence and everything in the street until Drake house got shot up. Then I'm like, see, look at this. Oh. Y'all want Drake to get killed? Y'all want Kendrick to get killed before we realize, whoa, this is going too far? Look, over 200 rappers already dead. Wake up! And then you have you wonder why these gatherings are not having people, arenas and things. Less and less people are going because the more the crowd, the more chances of something happening. People have a family to go home to. People are taking the routes of, you know, I'll just watch the stream. Because at the end of the day, you sitting at the concert, everything's all good, that energy's all in the air, they wilding out on stage, and then it's almost time to go, and everybody going to the parking lot, guns are getting pulled out. You don't see it happening? It's plain to see. Why do you think look, I don't care if you smoke or not. When you put it was so many weed shops in New York, and it wasn't even legal. Now, people could say because they smoke, oh, nah, why are you taking down the weed shops? The reason why they're taking down the weed shops, because those guys that you think are weed shops, they're mixing fentanyl and they don't have structure about themselves. If you don't have structure about yourself, you can't be in a relationship, you can't open a business, you can't do none of that. Don't let nobody fool you. Just because there's a whole bunch of hustlers doesn't mean that a whole bunch of hustlers are good. Just because you hustle doesn't mean you're good at it. That's a big misconception. Oh, I used to hustle. Oh, was you good at it? No, you wasn't good at hustling. You was the Nick Bag champion. So stop fronting like it's like being the biggest, toughest person. Actually exposing yourself to be the biggest, toughest person, you will meet your death so soon. It'll beat you home. There's nobody really tougher than anybody. The most powerfulest people in the world, you'd be surprised. They organize other people. It's crazy. Wake up, man. Wake up. There's too many things going on for people to be just blindfolded and go into life like me, 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 me. Because eventually, that me is going to turn into help, 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 help. And nobody's going to want to help. Because they're going to be on the same thing you was on. Me, 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 me. That's what I was trying to explain to you guys. We got to come together. Forget all about this. Oh, he's darker. She has a bigger butt. He's younger. She's young. All that stuff is catty BS. Relate to people who relate to you. Support the people who support you. It's the energy you put out is the attract or the type of energy. If you put out demonic energy, what do you expect to get back? Death. Hip hop has created its own death cycle. What y'all ain't paying attention? There's almost a guarantee that there's a cycle of death in hip hop. There's almost a guarantee that you can almost say on that day somebody would die, and it happens. And you don't see that? The more we keep going, it's gonna be more deaths in hip hop, and they're gonna keep going to the people that's in the forefront. And it's not like when the artist dies, I told you their music is still getting played. Their music, the money is still going into whoever's pockets, not their family. So it's all a game. Yeah, there's things in there that's real, but there's no foundation to stand on or build on. YouTube has more structure than hip hop. Because on YouTube it's more structured out there where it's at least in sections where they have it. Hip hop, I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I really respect the artists in the past that really tried to carve themselves out in hip hop instead of just trying to just fit in. I really respect that. Because what we're seeing now, those are the artists that's still here. A lot of artists disappeared, y'all. There was a lot more artists that could have been doing things here and there, but they all disappeared. You know why? Because their heart wasn't in it. It was just there for the money. And when that disappeared, they had to get low. Just because you do something, it doesn't mean that you're good at it. We gotta start taking start championing people for their bodies of work more, and instead of just these one song kickoffs, because it shows the youth that all you have to do is one hit. Yeah, you can make a hit and forever live off that hit. But it's also another thing. You can make a body of work and make a mark on the culture. That's a bigger statement. That's something that will last forever. It's something that people can't take away from you. No matter what, man. People can say what they want to say, but who you are as a person it's always gonna come out. Like I always tell you guys, whole rebellious energy, that all comes from hurt. No matter what somebody tell you, it all comes from hurt. It's not coming from being tough. It comes from hurt. Don't you know there's people that's hurt and they have done other things in their life that they've fixed, but they haven't fixed that part, so they just live in hurt. You can be hurt and rich. You could be hurting rich. I see a lot of dudes, they talking about with the Diddy situation, we're hearing like a lot of new things on it, and I hear a lot of dudes talking about, why they weren't people in Diddy's corner when they were there, this and that, because maybe those people have families, daughters, sons, that when they hear these type of allegations, you don't just, if and when you say somebody's in their corner, what do you mean? Because from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, the people that were around him, some of them were covering it up. And some of them just came out like, you know what, this is what was going on. It's like the same situation almost with R. Kelly. So when you say people are not stand, so you expect, in the hip hop community, they expect that if a guy has allegedly, and he has from Cassie, so you're trying to say if they have alleged things on the R, on another female, that there should be people standing by that person. That sounds like you did it too. Taking advantage of people and drugging people, if those things are true, the only people that should be standing by you should be your family and your, just praying for you and hoping you change yourself as a person, because they're going to be the first ones to know that you changed. Because everybody else won't know that, and because they didn't even know you were that person from the jump. So they will be the first person. Those are the people you seek out to, not the people that you once considered fans. All that hip hop, you need the fans to survive. Look, you have to figure yourself out as a person. Whether you have billions of dollars or how much millions of money you have, that is not going to sustain a lifetime of happiness just because you made that. What we're understanding now is how you made it is what, makes you feel a certain way with it. So just because you have a whole bunch of money and you can buy a whole bunch of things doesn't mean you can enjoy it and enjoy the moments because of the people you hurt. I mean, I don't see like all these allegations on a person. That's the whole thing that just got me thinking to myself. Like, you see all these allegations coming, but you just see the person quiet trying to get the best lawyers. It's like, what? This is weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. And this goes for any artist and any producer. All you guys that thought that taking advantage of somebody and you got the money now and you feel like you somebody, don't let nobody family catch you all in the street. Don't let nobody find that out, because a lot of people then, trust me, you'd think that it's not a big world, but the world gets very small when people are hunting demons. Prices around the world, people don't even know what's going on. What we're seeing is like community murders and hip hop murders. There's murders that don't get spoken about every single day. Don't go out there hurting people. Don't feel like you're the toughest person on the planet and then gotta end up with yourself in a coffin realizing that you wasn't. Because life is not about fighting, life ain't about war, life is about leaving something back for the next person and making it a little easier, a little better, or even just bettering your life and just having a life around you of love. If that feels soft to you, you ain't in the right place. You got to go somewhere else. A lot of people out here they want to go the easy route, and that's the reason why you see some of these relationships not working, because somebody wants to just do it the fast way, the high buy, have sex and go, and somebody wants to do it the slow way where they want to get to know you, build with you, and when those two collide, it never makes a good relationship, because one is social media driven and one is just family driven. There is something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. Having a baby and having a whole bunch of kids does not make you a man. It doesn't make you a woman. You're a good breeder. If you don't have love in that situation, you're just a good breeder. Don't ever look down on anybody that might not have more than you and they're doing the right things with the little they have, because yeah, they're a bigger man or bigger person than you, because they took the selfishness out of the things they have to do for themselves, and they more made it about the people around them. Those are the people that deserve everything that life has to offer, not the people that take from people that have this demon energy. Because what we're seeing is their time is ticking. The clock is ticking on that. In these times, we're dealing with good versus bad. There's no in between. And once you choose your side, you stay there. You know, in the end, we will see that it wasn't worth it to not come together if we don't come together. It wasn't worth it. I'm telling you. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. The biggest issues right now in these times are mental health. Fame is a killer too. Fame is a killer. Because the more you want people to know you for on good energy terms. You don't want to be the person that's out there and people expect a certain type of energy from you and it's not good. It's a low energy. It's a me versus you energy. It's a I'm better than you energy. You don't want to present yourself in that way, because eventually that type of stuff catches up to you, and all it takes is one guy out of his mind to say, "Ain't that the guy that said that? Oh, that offended me. You know what? I'm gonna try him." Now you're in a predicament. You don't want to get into the predicament first, whether you defend yourself or not, or know how to defend yourself or not. Why would you want yourself in this situation? Why would you want to live so uncomfortable in a world so big and beautiful? There's so much out there. You have families out there that's enjoying themselves, and people come and disrupt them, and things happen. And you ask yourself, like, why did that happen? It's because some way, somehow, somebody in there offended somebody, and this is the reaction to it. There's always a reaction. Whether we like it or not, there's always something about something. I can't see this battle, and just going back to the Kendrick and the Drake, I can't see this going any further. I can't. I can't. The energy's bad and weekend. I'm surprised at that guy. Whether him and Drake had, I guess that will come out. That'll come out, I guess, in as maybe in a few minutes, in a few hours, or some days to come, weeks to go. I don't know, but it always somebody from your camp uncomfortable, or so y'all have some gripe, or he slept with her, and now has to happen because of this, or it's always something like that. Look beyond that stuff. Stop sleeping around. Stick with somebody that you love, somebody you can see yourself, spending a lifetime with. Not even for a lifetime, just a few years with, if it has to be. You guys ain't even, y'all doing this for weeks. It ain't cool. You don't look cool. You kind of reminded me of the guy in school that never really got chicks, and then when you got to a certain status, now you're like the kid in the candy shop. You gotta grow up. You gotta grow up. You guys got families out there. Some of you guys got families that you really haven't even met yet. Let's be honest. You ain't meet them yet. You don't really know them, do you? You know her mother. You know her father. You don't really know. You just know her. So get your life together before you present yourself as something you're not. That's what I would say. As far as rap and the hip hop and the beef back and forth, I feel like if we don't continue to try to make something work and come together, we're gonna see somebody really big die this summer. And it's sad, but we just know it. It's not a bet, it's not a prediction. It is what it is. Rappers are dying at a rapid rate. Not R&B stars or anybody else. No, rappers. Maybe it's the energy you put out. You have to change that. You have to look past the drill music, look past the violent music, and try to find yourself in the music and tell people about how you feel. You shouldn't be telling the same Scarface story. You wasn't even born in these times. Life should have progressed and should have been way past you talking about how you have to sell this and sell that to get here and get there. When we have social media, that story is not only old, but that story's been told over and over again. If the only success you can get out of that is hip hop, you ain't really successful. your mind is still messed up. Get out of that mentality. Is that all that you have to offer? Oh, this is, you don't, it's one thing selling struggle, but it's one thing to having a solution for the struggle that you're selling. A lot of you guys, you're just selling the struggle so people could just adapt to that struggle and feel good in it. Stop laying in that puddle. Get out that damn puddle and put the umbrella down and start really walking your life out and start really thinking about what you're putting on paper. Stop just saying any word that rhymes. Stop that. Even you might think like you might think like some people are just blurting out words, but some people are really expressing themselves, and you can hear the pain in their music when you really sit down and listen to it. And other people are just putting stuff together because he or she said it. That doesn't make of anything. It doesn't. You'd be surprised. The more we go into 2025, you're going to start realizing how people are going to be more drawn towards the people that put out better energy, that make them feel good, because all this back and forth, that trauma, that stains your life. The more drama you intake, the more trauma your life becomes. It is what it is. You can't escape it. A lot of people say, I don't get down with that. But the drama is going every day. You think through trauma. Oh, what if this happens? Oh, if this happens, this is gonna happen. That's why I'm not gonna date her. I'm not gonna date him, because if that's gonna happen, oh, she is this, or this is gonna, that's trauma. Whether you wanna admit it or not, it's plain to see. You can't hide from the real. If you want love, let love in. Love it is what it is. You can't just pretend to be in love with somebody. It shows. Some men can pick up on that, and that's how we know who is more open to the love that we're trying to present. And some men, they don't pick up on that. All they pick up on is your body and how you present yourself, and they don't see or hear or feel how you might feel inside, because unless you present it, they're not open to looking to see, if they even really care about to going that far. Some of these guys, they feel like I see it happen all the time though. Like, people lose themselves. It's just because the way they want people to look at them. But when guys like us, when we think we have a different, to us, you're just like a demon covered in diamonds. You're not really helping anybody. You're just shining. That was never a thing for me. Like, when I always seems like a whole bunch of people drawn to one thing, I want to go this way, because that's just always how I've been. I don't know. If I feel like, for example, if I had a chain on my neck and I feel like everybody was just flocking to the chain without even saying hi to me first, eventually I'm not going to wear that chain. It's just the type of person I am. It's like knowing who you are and just being comfortable with yourself makes other people comfortable of being themselves with you. So around me, I don't really, you don't have to be so extra perfect and all that stuff around me, because I find beauty and I find comfort in flaws and imperfections. So why would I be the person to tell you on, oh, that looks this way or that looks that way? I'm not a perfect person. So that I warrant that energy. I want people to come in and be themselves around me. I don't want people to, be all like made up around me, because now it makes me uncomfortable. I'd rather be around people that just see things for what it is and just go off of energy and vibes. And that's why people are more attracted to. It's not like I'm some overly righteous person. I just know how the energy I want around me and the type of people want around me. It's always love. I don't know if it's just like a West Indian thing. It's easy to pick up on, but it's kind of like the more you push love out there, the more you get it back. Don't you know there's so many people right now that's looking for love, just scared to open themselves up, because a lot of people are not even presenting their real self. So you open yourself up to somebody now that's not even themselves. You letting them have their way, and come to find out there's somebody else or with somebody. People don't want that in these times. That's why I say you always gotta be, when you present yourself as your real person, people want to start there. If you come off fake and people kind of don't understand who you are, that's when you will never ever find love. You're not keeping yourself open to love. A lot of people, when they say, love just comes and hits you, it's because they're open to whatever comes around. It's not about, oh, I love her because the way she looks. It's no, I love the way she loves me. I love the way he does this for me. And it's more than just what meets the eye. It's more than that. That's the attraction too. But there's also something way deeper that draws people together no matter what. That's when you know you got it. No matter what. You could be on the other side of the world and I'm talking to you from this camera and we'll find our way to be together. That's what love's all about. I think we're living in the times where it's like, and I seen Russell Simmons speaking on Diddy. I'm like, Russ, stick to the yoga, Russ. Not you, Russ. What are you talking about? You see, people don't understand. When you put in situations like that, let it be if that doesn't serve your energy. If you protect evil, you become part of that karma. You don't understand? That's like you're protecting the devil. You're protecting evil. You can't say you're a good person and you're righteous if you're protecting it. No. It doesn't, life doesn't work that way. You can't be on both sides. You can't be good and bad. You can't be a good person protecting evil people. It just doesn't, that's hypocritical. It doesn't work like that. You either become part of the, you know, there's a lot of, like, for example, there's a lot of people that when look at evil as, oh, that's just them. But you become part of that energy if you're with them. Like, God forbid something they did to somebody else and you're with them. You mean to tell me that now if that, God forbid, somebody comes shooting, that you're not going to get shot? Of course, you're with the person that they see in that energy. It's an aura. The more you protect evil, you become it. So many people, you be surprised how many people don't listen to that nonsense. You'll be surprised. You see on social media, oh, this went viral. You'll be surprised how many times people are like, I didn't even hear it yet. I went to work, got home, I heard everybody talking about it. I didn't even hear it yet. All I heard was this morning that somebody shot up by Drake's house. Why? You'd be surprised. And for what? All these people that's fighting, I'm pretty sure Weeknd is he's not broke. Weeknd he's been won Grammys. Whatever he's did with his money or however he feels his career should go or whatever has been done to him, I don't know as far as his females or whatever got into this, it doesn't seem to be enough to for all this nonsense. And if this has something to do with Kendrick Lamar, it's the bad energy. At first, you guys are going like this, but then when you started getting into the catty stuff, talking about how his baby mother and how this and that, all that type of stuff, man, you could, because even though the music is done and you still hurt that person, they still have a family that you're talking about, and if these things are true, then there's still people out there that have that feeling towards you. It's still the energy. Something could still happen to you. Rappers are not the toughest people in the world. They're almost like, actually they're almost the easiest people to target because of the places they have to go and the amount of people that know them that think like that nonsense. Think about it. I don't see nobody chasing down no movie stars, no R&B stars, no country. And you can't tell me there's no other genre where people died as much as rappers. And when I say died, I'm talking about wrongful deaths. I'm not talking about what God has in store for certain people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about wrongful deaths, shootings, and you can't tell me there's another genre like that because there's really no structure. There's no structure, and nobody wants to admit it. Every other every other genre has some kind of structure where there's a point where they can reach a point in the middle, and there's a point where everybody understands what position they're in. In rap, no. Money, 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 money. I got more money than you. Money, and no, they don't. You might have more money, but do you have more happiness? No. You're not saying nothing about that. I want to hear that story in somebody's album. What you really went through, not the stuff that you want us to. Because what sense does that make? What sense does it make? In these times with social media, I attract to the artists who are more authentic and true to themselves than coming on social media and trying to act like they're some superhero when we know they're not. Especially not with the allegations we're seeing. A lot of these people are nasty. And it's not nasty from they started nasty. It's nasty that when they got into the business, their addictions, their I guess we can say fetishes, kind of overweigh their talent. And they got into a lifestyle of destruction. It's plain to see. You can get into a lifestyle of destruction from so many different angles that it could be from alcohol, it could be from just bad money management, it can be from bad people around you, it can be from just the music you put out or the people that your music attracts. There's some people right now, they got to watch their back every single day because of the things that they spoke out of their mouth, out of their music, about other people. So they have to keep watching their back and the things that they did to people. So they'll never have a peaceful life. Yeah, they want you to think it's peaceful because they buy up a whole bunch of junk. Some of it, they buy some good stuff too. But for the most part, it's all excessive stuff to block out the fact that they can't live in a peaceful state of mind because of the things they have said or the aura energy they build up around themselves. And it's sad because they can change that. But you can't change it from hiding it. You have to change it from actually changing yourself. That doesn't take money. That takes you understanding who you are, why you really started doing this thing, and how do you feel you want people to see you as just a average person on a human being on this earth, not just an artist that they look at as a superhero and can't make mistakes, because we all do that, but it's your energy that make people say, wow, you did that? They could have did that last week. But you did that with all the responsibilities that you had and all the blessings that may seem to be. Because everybody thinking, oh, he's blessed, she's blessed because of a whole bunch of money. Sometimes that's the poison to your demise. That's it right there, the money. Because your excessive buying and being around the wrong people with this certain amount is going to get you to that destination down bottom a lot quicker. You do the right things, and that can last a lifetime. That's the difference. Don't think that because you see for example, you see a lot of people, they do, you might see like say before this, you might see Gucci and fashion and think their legacy is just a legacy because it's been going on for years. But then when you hear the story about the family and the family traits and what was going on behind the scenes, you start to see, wow, oh, this is crazy. People fighting over money and passing it down and things. It, it, it's crazy. Life never works out the way you think it's gonna be. It works out the way God has it to be. So when you go all these routes, it almost like you get bumped back and you bump your head so many places to get you on the good route. How many times you bump your head is how far you go out. let's face the reality. I'm gonna say one of the realest things that not a lot of people want to hear, but it's gonna be the truth, and it is what it is when I say it. Not everybody's going to heaven. It's just the truth. Not everybody's going to heaven. How you conduct yourself out here, how you treat people out here, it says a lot. I feel like just my take on it from what I've read and the things that I've came across, I feel like our next life it's an energy. The energy you put out here determines the energy that in your next life what will lead you. It might not be skin, it might not be come back as a regular person. The next life might be we might be moving as energy. We don't know what's next to come. It's your imagination and your strength and your hope that you have, and your belief in God, to know that there is something, and you prepare yourself, and how you prepare yourself is walking in the light that He chose for you. You don't need a religious background to understand religion. Pick up a book, read, find something outside of the back and forth war, or find something outside of making money. Those books sell out. Find something besides that. Just find something else, something that maybe strikes your imagination, makes you think different. Start there. Instead of just jumping in the realm of money. And you might find yourself in a place where you feel more comfortable and things just start happening for you instead of to you. Because connection is everything. You know, like, if you trip and fall and somebody sees that, they help you. Connection, love. If you need something and somebody has it to offer, they give you. Connection, love. The power in connection, even though we're behind screens of each other, if we can relate to each other and have the same differences and have the same struggles, why can't we share the same opinions or share the same ideas to build? Why? Because of what? Why can't we do that? Why we have to fight why we have to take something? Why we can't build something? Why we have to take it? Why always gotta be I gotta take it? What's that about? If they took it from you, why they can't have it? Because they can't build one. Why you can build it over again? Why you gotta concentrate on that? Why you gotta keep going towards that way? Why you can't say, you know what, this time I'm gonna go my way. I'm gonna keep concentrating on me. I'm not gonna let that distract me. Keep going. Because life is like that. There's gonna be hurdles. There's gonna be things in your way where you're like, oh man, I thought this was gonna happen, but look now, look now, look now. But we get past that. We get past it. I don't mind if people throw the negative energy around me, because it can't really do anything to me. We're finding ourselves, we're gonna find ourselves in a better place because we are more looking for the better things out of life. The energy. If you find yourself every day, I gotta get this money, it's never gonna come to you. But when you find the love, you're going to start realizing, oh, I got the right people around me. Every time I turn on my phone and I go into this little YouTube thing, I feel good when we be huddle up and we talk about certain things. And then, you know what, one day I'm going to let this person know how I feel, and maybe I might get some help. And you will get help because it's good people holding you down. Just because we don't know you, no, we get to know each other as we go. And if you have a problem and something we can help, or one of us can help, yeah, why wouldn't we? It's the nature of life. Communication, connection. Not, oh, keep them over there. They're the rich people over there. Let them stay over there. Oh, you have to look a certain way to feel good. No, we don't want to be in that party. I don't want to be, don't even invite me to that party. Where the fake laughs and the drinks are not cold, and the cameras are tucked on the corner. I don't want to be a part of that party. I can't trust anybody in the party. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be in the party where I can take off my shirt and I could be in the corner dancing and having a great time. And if I do just pass out for a little rum punch, somebody pick me up and help me. Not somebody go in my pockets and hurt me. So I don't want to be a part of your brunches and your parties because to me they're not as cool as you say they are. They actually look boring. When a man and a woman is not hugging up or having a good time and you just have a whole group of men over here just talking and laughing, that's corny to me. I never grew up like that. I like to have fun with the ladies and dancing. And even if there's girls dancing on girls and guys dancing on guys and everybody's having a good time, at least they're having a good time. Not just standing there and just looking for the next picture to put up on the gram. That's not a party to me. Don't invite me to that. I'm not showing up. By the time I show up, I want to pull up and I want to, oh, they're already dancing. I'm trying to sneak through the crowd trying to get mine. I'm not trying to come in there and everybody's staring at what I'm wearing. I'm wearing what I made. I'm wearing what the people like and the people, admire for my brand. Don't worry about what I'm wearing. Why you not wearing what my brand? Why you not helping me out? You too busy worrying about your girl looking at me. I'm trying to dance with her and you're looking at me. What kind of energy is this? Nah, I don't want to be in that type of party. No, I'm not. I mean, please. If that's what you call a celebrating life and that's what you call, you know, um, being a so-called player or a big dog, why would I want to be that? I don't want to be that. I don't have to, I don't have to have a crown on my head or like some costume clown on my crown on my head to know that I'm a king. I knew that when I was younger. I was raised this way. I'm not just anybody. That's why I can sit up here with confidence. But I try to get my peoples to try to understand, man. You're the same way. Don't let nobody fool you. You somebody. People out here acting like they're nobodies because they see other people. No, you somebody too. Don't let nobody fool you. You get up and do what you gotta do with what you got. You're somebody too. I love you guys just as much. There's so many people out here that losing their lives over stupidness and people hurting people and they get on like it's regular. No, it's not regular. And guess what? Other people that doesn't live like that, we don't like seeing it either. It's not cool. It's not cool when you see your own people going through these problems and making these mistakes that could be avoided. That's not cool. It makes us look bad. It doesn't serve as a culture and it's not something that I can see the culture growing off of. I mean, we got grown people that can take charge of this thing, but all we do is just sit around and talk gibberish. It's a time for everything. You can't be, you could fool around, but you can't be a fool. I'm not with that. There's no way in my life I would ever dumb down just to be so cool or what they consider cool. You're not even cool to me. Like you're not in the cool club. You can wear as much clothes and match as much stuff as you want. You could, like I told you, get the Rolls Royce. You look like a fridge on wheels. But if you don't treat nobody and love nobody, you're not cool. You're a coward. You're a coward hiding behind shiny stuff. Women don't even know the real you. Men don't even know the real you. By the time they get to know you, it's too late. You can't build with somebody if you don't see them on their come up. I'm telling you, in these times, people want to present themselves as their perfect self. It's like this is you, the end all be all right here. No, people want to grow with you. Why does your girl rush to put on makeup in the morning because of you? She shouldn't have to rush to put on makeup. She puts on makeup when she wants to put on makeup. You should love her for who she is. See these guys with their girls and their girls got to be all caked up because they're trying to hold it down for them. No, you don't have to do that. Why you got her going so hard? If y'all in love, she shouldn't have to feel that way. She should feel she could be her true self around you. You're supposed to be the safe where she feels she don't have to wear the makeup. But instead, it feels like she's living every day like a Sunday. Nah, artificial love. It's plain to see it. That's artificial love. I can't go for that. I could only tell you there's something out there greater than that. I could only do that. But I can guarantee that ain't it. I don't care how many kids you got. I don't care how. That ain't it. And you know it ain't it because you don't even feel the love. You're pretending, but you don't feel the love. You feel the kisses, the hugs. You don't feel the love. Man, man, man. And I'm also on another note for everybody that's going to the website. If you have any questions on the brand, there's a little chat box right there. I think I get that in my email. But like any size differences, or if you place the order, this is another thing too. I want to give people just a little intake of what I've been dealing with behind the scenes, and as far as do I have money lined up in my Shopify that I can't click because your credit cards? I only take. It has to be. It, okay, like I'm trying to explain to you guys, like it has to be legit if you're dealing with me, man. I know you guys are getting to know me, but I'm not gonna take the money even if the money's there and the credit card looks faulty. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not just that type of person. So I have money just laying there that the credit cards I can't put them through because it's saying it's kind of faulty. It gives you like Shopify gives you kind of an alert that this credit card might be iffy, and even though you can take the money, I'm not doing that, you guys. So make sure when you want to buy something, even if you can't afford it, you're a little younger, or you know you don't can't afford it now, I have payment plans set up on there where you can pay your 20, and you'll still get the stuff, you guys. And if it even comes down to that, it's not like you guys can't contact me. Hit me on the gram, leave a message. It's no problem. We can work something out. We're not living in the times where we can't work something out. It's a brand new clothing line. I'm getting it around, but that's one thing. I don't just press in the money just to get the money. That's not what this brand is about. I know a lot of people like the designs and things like that, but I can't push through everything because some people have fake credit cards and a whole bunch of stuff, and you go get the stuff. I'm happy you got the stuff now. I don't know the card is fake, and now this somebody else get charged. We're not trying to do that. So make sure you're being legit. A lot of scamming going on. People trying to get clothes from people. Look, I know it does support the brand, but just make sure you guys do the right thing when you're buying the clothes. It's Inspired by Dreamzzz .shop, and it's 3Z's at the end. So I just want to let you guys know that if you put in a and it's not going through, it's maybe because it's the credit card is some kind of way. It has to be, everything has to be legit in order for you to purchase. Especially when it comes to new brands. I'm a new brand and I have to make sure it's not just about the money for me. It's more about the credibility and the trust in my brand. I'm trying to build trust with my peoples. So if you have this like the credit card and the funny stuff, I can't push the order through, you guys. I swear to you guys, if I could show you guys, I would, but I can't put out certain information. It's just fair. It's only fair to my customers. You guys just, if anything, use a different credit card and it will go through. But if it's anything that's not legit, I can't do it, you guys. It's a business and we don't run our business on things like that. Even though we want to sell the clothes, it's not that easy. You know, I have my own anxiety. I do not want to get in trouble. I'd like to keep my trust and build my trust with the people. So I'll take a loss on the money to gain on the trust. That's what I'm trying to say. And so if you guys have any questions, there's a chat. Yes, there is a chat on the site. And you can hit the chat, and any question goes through there. It goes to my email, or you can directly hit me on Instagram, and that's the Inspired by Dreamzzz on Instagram. So that's what that whole thing is about. And I just try to, you want to keep everything growing and on the uplift. I don't mind if it goes slow. It's just when a whole bunch of orders come in, and then you have to check the orders and make sure everything is legit before it goes through. So there's some fulfillment needed in between. It's not just like money's thrown all over the place. I have to approve this stuff, and that's why it takes a little, you know. I could only do it the legit way, you guys. You only could do it the legit way. I have a lot of new hoodies, snapbacks, and stuff in there that you guys could dig into and add to your closet. Yeah, and hold on, let me see. Because the easiest energy out there is that versus energy. It's like one of the easiest things to do. Me versus you. But we gotta find other routes. Like I told you, we have to find other routes for hip hop where it could be celebrated instead of tearing somebody down, just building somebody all the way up instead of saying, "Oh, he's better than him," or we're not gonna get anywhere like that. And on another note, I seen Nas. I came across a post where Nas and Ghostface have something going on. They have like a I don't know if it's a full album or if it's one of them separately that have a song together. I didn't get a chance to look into all of that, but I'm really excited to hear how that's going to be because those are two artists that take their craft very seriously. And as a listener, we tend to take it seriously when they take it seriously. So, you know, it kind of, their energy shuts off on the audience. And I can't wait to hear that. Well, I mean, it might be out today. I'm going to have to check for that. Another thing that I didn't get to see yet, I'm hoping that the battle with Charlie Clips versus Easy the Block Captain comes out. I'm waiting for that to drop. Um, y'all gotta super chat me up. Super chat me up. Show your boy you got love for your boy. Super chat me up, y'all. And another thing, make sure y'all subscribe. I got another. Oh, today I dropped the animation video too. It's Cardi B at the Met Gala. You guys gotta check that out. It has some fun parts to it. And we kind of break into the Met Gala and we start doing our own runway. The Dreams Club crew, they start doing their own. I don't want to give it up, but it's dope. You guys got to check that out. It just dropped this morning, like so. The views on that is gonna take time to build, but usually what happens is with my animations, when people see it, they don't stop watching it, and then they go back and check the other ones. So that's the cool thing about the animation. So I did drop an animation today as well. Excuse me. So I did. Hold on. What? Yup. No, you're right. There's no better music than love music. It's the truth. Love music always stays on the top of the charts. It's a lifetime. Even love music, that's like the biggest legacy in music. Love music. That thing, love music for any genre travels the longest. That's you're always gonna find more about the things a person love and hate in love music than what they love and hate in like violence music, because you're more open and telling what actually happened and how you actually feel. I like that. I like that. It makes better lyrics for me. It's true. Everybody wants control of their life, but the truth is you don't have any control of your life. You don't. You think you do, but God already made it to be. You can stare. It's like your life could go in two ways. It could go the wrong direction or the right direction. The right direction is always the godly way. The wrong direction is the demon way. And both of those directions have their own courses that come with it. So you gotta do right and do good for people. You know, love on people, man. Stop going out there and just always building friction around yourself, because at the end of the day, people move on with their life and you still got that trauma and friction attached to you. You don't want to be that way. I don't keep none of that stuff attached to me. No way. That's why I'm able to put out new designs. I'm able to break down things that's happening in the media because I see the wrongs in it and I see people following the wrong things. And then it messes up their life because they start bringing that into their relationships and into their life, and then things just get out of whack. I know y'all heard the 14-year-old and the 16-year-old that got shot. It's like how many guns are out there? I mean, it's starting to seem like as they get to school is like a gun connect or something. Like, where are they getting these guns from? The kids are young, and they're getting these guns, and it's like they're just pointing them at anybody and not knowing that life, they don't have, it's over after that. Even if in these times, people that are being put in prison for amounts of these certain long lengths of years, they're not coming out, you guys. The truth is, they're gonna die in prison. Whether you have 20 or 30 over, from the way food, today we just got another warning in New York about the beef. the way the food is set up, the way the politics is set up, I don't think you're making it out of prison if you got 40 something years. It's just you had a chance in the past, but in these times, it's looking like prison is going to be the first place where they have slaves, mental mental slaves, and they're going to be working as it's kind of like if the world had to keep spinning by us turning the wheel, they'll be the ones on the bikes all day like that because they're trapped in a place where they can't get out of. Why would you want to put yourself in prison? In these times, there's so much we can get out of life with so many things going on that finding ourselves in a place where somebody's telling you what to do because of the wrongs you did, I can't see that worth it. I can't see that being worth anything that life has to offer. That's not worth it. I can't see that turning out to and people are trying to be this tough guy and end up in that position. Man, listen, if you don't turn your life around, all that toughness that people claim to be, they're gonna find themselves tough in a coffin. Because there's always somebody in this time that has mental health that's gonna challenge you. You can feel like you're the biggest person in the world. When somebody pull a gun out on you, you're gonna have to use what you gotta do. And now you're back in the same situation, back in the place where you don't wanna be. So you're always gonna find yourself back in these places if you don't change your mentality and how you think. You keep that mindset is gonna keep you down. I love to see people get money. When you think like me, you love to see people get money. If that's what's gonna take them from not hurting that person or not putting themselves in a position where it hurts themselves, champion that person. If they can help their family and other people out that make it a better society. Don't pull that person down because he made it somewhere. Talk to the people that's not trying to do anything with themselves because they're the ones that's making the community go to crumbles. There's no place in the world where people just live and move their kids there and nothing don't happen to them. Us as black culture, we still are being put in, even if we move to the best of places, it's not like all these places are so welcoming. Because and I can't say it's because they're racist, it's because what they see on social media and what they don't want in their community and how they project it to be, as their mind says, that's what's approaching me now. I don't want that person here because that's how I see it. When you clean up your image, present yourself for who you actually are and not this negative vibe, people are more welcoming. Sometimes it's not about your race. Sometimes it's about who you are and how you're being depicted as a person when it comes to the big screen. If you've seen the Joker and he's playing all these bad roles, eventually in the street you're gonna kind of have that feel of him a bad role, even though he's an actor. But oh, he plays all the bad roles. It has to be some kind of connection to him loving that part of acting. You understand? Doesn't mean that he's a bad person, but it just has a connection to he likes that. I think I like the Joker more than Batman. Personal take. I love Batman, but I think I like the Joker more than Batman. It's that rebel in him, and everybody wants this rebel, but what people don't understand, they're good rebels too. They're rebellious people who rebel against demonic people and people that do bad to people. That makes you one of God's warriors. It makes you want to do the right thing every day when you wake up. And the people that's doing the wrong thing is either you want to go far away from them or stop them from doing that. And in these times, the best thing to do is move away from them. Let them deal with people like them. Because when they bump into people like themselves, they always find themselves in a place of, okay, they're going to get regulated. They're going to end up in prison because they have the wrong mindset. You don't want to be around people like that. You're nobody's doctor. If anything, you have to be the one to take care of your mindset and protect who you are as a person so people can see that in you and then they want to be that in themselves. Man, so before we end this live today, I just want to let you. I just had to get that off to you guys and let you know what type of energy I was on and how I felt about this whole back and forth with Drake and Kendrick. It just took the whole shooting thing. It just put on a different layer that just makes me numb to the beats. I can't hear the music right now. Maybe in a few days or something, but right now I see something more greater. I see people making these constant mistakes that's getting them put locked up for life, put in the coffin, or somebody out there trying to hunt them down and hurt them because of something they said or somebody they offended. Because it's never usually something that you didn't say. You was running your mouth thinking you macho man, and now people are on the hunt for you. You don't know. You going on your everyday life, and you forgot what you said 3 weeks ago about this particular person that has mental issues that stood up and laid on you. Now summertime coming, you over there having a good time with your family in peace, and meanwhile, what you said to him, he can't even see his family, so he gonna run down on you with the switch, and now you on the front cover of the news. Now you dead on the floor. He's on the news, and content creators got a story to tell. Does it even make sense? So I'm hoping I'm getting, at least touching some people, some ears out there, some minds out there to think, there's way other different things you can do and other things that we could look for hip hop. And no matter what we do, no matter how we want things to be, there's gonna come a time where it's gonna take destruction to get the demons out to build again. So when you see certain people crumbling or falling, or they fall into grace, is because how they treated other people. It's not about how you feel about the music they put out. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes. There's victims. The victims need their just due. That's how life works. So if you guys want to support the chat, I'll be back on here. It's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I love you guys. Check out the animation. Um, and keep God first. And I'm out of here. Love y'all. See you soon. Peace.